of Senegal, Mr. Macky Sall. I would like to thank Your Excellency, Mr. President of the Russian Federation, Mr. Putin. I would like to thank the Chairman of the African Union, Mr. Azali Assoumani. Distinguished colleagues, I would like to thank the Chair of the Commission of the African Union, distinguished ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank His Excellency President Vladimir Putin for the warm reception that we've enjoyed here and for everything you do to make our stay here as pleasant as possible. I am glad to see and to note that this is our third meeting in the last 2 years. We met in 2022 in Sochi, and recently we had another meeting on the 17th of June this year as part of the African mission. The current summit is marked by the spirit of cooperation and partnership. Our relations date back to the times of the fight against colonialism, and we have always enjoyed good relations. However, it is necessary to continue to pursue our efforts to expand our economic cooperation. We have a great capacity for our economic partnership. Africa has a territory of 30 million square kilometers. It has over 1.3 billion people. Russia is also a vast, large country. Altogether, our continent and your country represent a vast capacity, a vast alliance of great demographic and natural resources. We can work and cooperate in various areas, including agriculture, industries, oil and gas, digital information technology, security, transportation, digital economy, and so on. However, we should always pursue the pragmatic goals, including investment, finance, and partnership. You may have noted that I am not mentioning the word help or assistance. I do not believe in assistance. To answer our young brother, our colleague, the President of Burkina Faso, we are not here to beg or ask for something. We never come for that anywhere. We are here to work, to establish decent, dignified partnership for the benefit, for the good of our people, wherever we are, in Dakar, in Washington, or in St. Petersburg. We are always fighting for our dignity, and this battle goes beyond the borders and beyond different ages and generations. This was mentioned by numerous presidents and Mr. President Sassou Nguesso. Each generation has its own battles. We are fighting the battle against terrorism, which is a problem for our continent. But we should also work for the sake of our continental development. Let us see why exactly Africa ended up in this situation. This is our historical heritage, the heritage related with the colonialism, with slavery. And this still continues in the modern neo-colonial system, the system of injustice that we are fighting against. We are demanding a UN reform. We are demanding a reform of the global governance system. And today, it is these institutions that dictate the rules of the game. And unless we change the rules, we won't achieve anything. This is why it is very important to continue working on the principles of solidarity, to continue working throughout the continent, because the challenges are very important. and relevant. We have certain small countries like Eritrea or other states that sometimes hinder our work. This is why we shall continue working with everyone to overcome all the existing obstacles.
We need to work on big regional projects. Africa needs a lot of infrastructure projects. It needs railroads, electricity, dams, many other things. We need to have mechanisms for financing all this in place, as well as regional programs in order to develop Africa. I believe that we can cooperate with Russia, just like with BRICS and other partners who could work in line with our priorities. As for our concerns and issues, the main concern is the peace on the continent, security on the continent and in the world. We want to de-escalate the situation in order to appease the situation and to restore trade in grain, in fertilizer. That is something that I've been talking about since the very beginning of Russia-Ukraine conflict. We produce corn, many other grains, but how can we do without fertilizer? Certainly we need to lift all sanctions regarding trade in fertilizer and grain. I believe that we can make progress here. Also, with regard to other partners, this would allow us to stand for lifting all sanctions so that countries could go back to the normal trade for the benefit of all humanity. With that, I would like to end my remarks. We really want Russia to work at the level of the African Union when it comes to security. We have a peace architecture for the African Union, and currently we're thinking about ways to further work in the future. The Security Council failed in its mission, namely restoring peace in the world. Terrorism is serious harm to our continent. We do not see any solidarity with regard to Africa, but this is also important for us. Another crucial topic is investment. Together we need to ensure investment for the common good, for the common well-being. Thank you once again for your support that you provided in time. Regarding African Union accession to G20, Africa indeed should be part of the G20 to make a world more safe, more stable and just. Africa should definitely have its place and it should be decent. Thank you, and I wish you every success. Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. President. You gave a very good food for thought and discussion. I will try not to spend that much time on that, but I would like to highlight some aspects. First, I agree, and I believe that everybody agrees, that over the past decades, although the colonial past has gone, but the system of neocolonialism is still existing. It has been established, and we see the hegemony in finance, in technology, in food sector, as well as when it comes to security. We are said that we need to live by the rules, but we don't understand who created these rules. And that is exactly the attempt to preserve this neo-colonial system, because they do not wish to change these rules. You, on the other hand, called us to change the rules that have been established over the past decades, and I agree with you. you also said that you do not believe in assistance. You know what? I personally believe in assistance, because if we help our allies, like-minded nations, then we are working for our own benefit, and there's no controversy here. But the thing is that we need to establish instruments for cooperation that would be mutually beneficial. Basically, that is the point of our summit, in order to discuss all of it. I agree with you, and it gives me great pleasure to give the floor to President of South African Republic,